Welcome everybody to this. It's the 2022-2023, I would say, edition of the Let's Talk Business series by JCI, and we are meeting exciting, entrepreneurial, open-minded, I would say, very forward-thinking and innovative people who are also senators. And tonight we have our guest, Marcus, who is the founder and the CEO of Golden Sail, right? All right. So
Yes.
this is a company doing sales and sales coaching and personal coaching as well. And also the motto of the company is bring back the smile. Don't be surprised if our guest is smiling quite a lot, like tonight. Now I invite him to tell us a bit more about the company that he finds important and also about the book that he have recently shared with us, that he wrote and published the book. So welcome, Marcus. Thank you so much for being with us. Please introduce a little bit more about yourself and the book and the company.
Sure. Thank you very much, Kaija. Thank you very much, Temelko, for the invitation. Yeah, it's a great pleasure, and you raised the bar quite high with inspirational and entrepreneurs and everything. But I will try my best to convince. Yes. Um, yeah. To start with the first thing first. How did I came up with the idea to have my purpose or formulate my paper's purpose as like bring back the smile in the faces? I grew up insurance industry. I've been working there for 20 years, always working in the corporate environment. And then at one point where we basically tried to emigrate to Australia, there was this one point where I was, how shall I say, um, first things first, I had a contract from my company in Australia. They said, "Oh, yeah, come over. You have a contract. You can work here." So this is what we did, and then we went to the world travel. And then at one point, I had this call. It was not the call from somewhere. It was really the call from my future boss. That told me, because we have a slight problem because we had some issues with the company, and unfortunately, we are so busy with ourselves, so we cannot issue the contract we actually promised. So you need to find another solution. Sorry. And
Wow.
I will always remember this moment because we were in Cambodia. I was sitting on the beach, and you could imagine like beautiful beach. You had the sand in your hands. You feel the hot sand under your feet, and you have this nice wind in all over your body in the sun. But at this moment, for me, it felt like my whole world was collapsing. And there was first I was like, okay, what should I do now? Because I felt like my whole future career was down the drain. So what I did is I went for a long walk on the beach, and I went for another long walk on the beach. And after a couple of long walks where I basically came down, I asked myself, so what do I want to do in my life? Do I want to go back to the corporate world, or should I do something different? And then I realized each time when I was working most efficiently and I enjoyed work the most was when I had the freedom to work. And I'm quite critical with myself, so I think to be self-employed seems to be a good idea, because then I know what I can do and what I can't do, and have all the freedom to do all those crazy ideas I normally have. And then the second question was like, okay, but what should I do? I said, well, I've been working in sales for a long time. I love sales because it's about people, it's about being convinced about something, is doing something good and doing the right things. And then I said, okay, I know how to do sales. I know how to do training. And this is something I will come back, what JCI gave me and provided me and taught me. And then I said, okay, so let's do sales coachings. And as I did already personal coach training, I said, okay, let's combine this. And then always the reason, because at this moment, I still have the book in my shelf in here. I was reading the book Start with a Why from Simon Sinek. And this is what I did. And I was like, okay, I need to find my why. I need to have the strong why to go all through the challenges. And everybody who's an entrepreneur knows that a lot of challenges. And but still to be motivated, to convinced. So I ask myself, what do I want to do in the world? And it's a big sentence, but then I say, you know what? I would like to see people smiling, because I realize when I go through the city, especially in the mornings, you see a lot of people, they don't smile anymore. And you hear about a lot of people that they end up in burnout and they're just overworked and they all have these issues. And I mean, especially in Switzerland, we are quite lucky. We are, most people are wealthy, so we have the luck that we can afford a lot of different things. And but why are those people not smiling anymore?
Just to make, because we have a wide audience here, just to make an
Mhm.
exclamation mark, and maybe you elaborate more on that because it's interesting, I think. When you say the people are not smiling, you mean the corporate world in Switzerland in general, or you refer to other cities as well? Just a bit to give a bit more context to that.
The thing is that I asked my question, like, why people are not smiling, and it's not only in Switzerland. It doesn't matter where I travel, you don't see people much smiling anymore. And I was like, okay, what is it? People are laughing, but laughing is triggered from outside. I tell you a joke, you laugh. And I realized the smiling is for me this picture, this impression of being happy, because smiling is something that comes from inside you. It's not something you can trigger from outside. It's when you're happy with your life, when you're happy with all the surroundings, then you start smiling, and then you feel this really nice feeling of like, yeah, it's good. I have a good life, and this is the thing. And now comes the coaching aspect. Then my question was, okay, how can I bring back the smile? And of course, for in a sales guy, it's quite easy. Make sure that they can sell as much as possible and they have a lot of commissions and they earn a lot of money. Then they start smiling. Um, but it's not only about sales; it's about all the other people. Like, what are the? And then I found out, like, what are the triggers? What is it that really motivates you? So I actually end up with 3 topics. Topic 1 is find your purpose. So why are you here? What do you want to reach in your life? The second topic is be clear about your values. When you are able to live your values, then this is what what motivates you and keeps you going, even though there are challenges in your life. And the third thing is, what are your beliefs? Like, what do you really believe in? And it's nothing religious or something. It's like, what do you really believe? What did your parents told you? What is true, and is your own truth? And when you are clear about these 3 issues, these 3 topics, then you have the clarity to have basically the base for a good life, or at least a happy life.
I understand that you have started your business either simultaneously when you were already JCI active or after your active time in JCI.
Well, it was kind of like on the limit of being 40. My JC life started in 2006, when I was more or less like 26 years of age, and it started by coincidence because I was looking for an organization where I can be active, where I can give something back to society, and then they saw this event, and so I went to the event. I didn't know anything about JCI. And so then they saw me, that's like, oh, this guy is new, he's never been there before. So they basically set me next to the most experienced JC, and they know if she is sitting next to him, then he's going to become a JCI. That's clear. He's going to become a JC. And yeah, this was basically the start of everything. And to close the loop, what the JCI provided to me, it was Berlin 2008. I joined for my first time alive a Bundeskonferenz, the national conference from Germany, and somebody told me, hey, they offer really nice trainings in there. Have a look, go there, and it's really cool. It's always fun. So I joined this training. I participated, and for me, this was the moment where I decided to be a JC trainer. And with this experience and all these trainings I did provided by myself, the training I was actually had the luxury to participate, I realized that I really liked the training. I like to provide trainings, I like to go trainings, and I like to facilitate people and to support people and to do all those good things what you can do. Yeah. And this was exactly, and this experience all over the years providing different training in JCI gave me the confidence to offer training as a business.
So
Now,
can you okay?
no. Go ahead.
Can
Go
you
ahead,
tell
please.
that?
No, it's you. I'll keep my question. Please go ahead, Kai.
Yeah, can you tell that JCI motivated to you to do your business and in this area you are doing now?
Yeah, totally. Yes. I mean, I really had I was always like in JCI, you can try everything you want. And if it goes wrong, it goes wrong. People will not push you out. They will say, okay, maybe what did you learn from this experience? I mean, I still remember my first project I did was I organized a party in Zurich to bring different chapters together.
In
And
Zurich.
in Zurich, yes. And I thought like, oh, this is a great idea. I'm sure there's going to be 100 people coming from all over the parts of Zurich and all the region. So we booked this club and did this advertisement. And at the end, there were 15, not 50, but 15 people, including
1
the
5
organizers.
to make sure. 1 5.
Exactly, yes. So there was just a 0 at the end missing of the expectation. So I was expecting that the people will say like, Marcus, it was nice to meet you. Bye-bye, adios. But it didn't happen. So, I mean, I felt ashamed because for me it was a failure, you know. You organize this party, you want to really do a first project, you want to excel and all these things. And then at the end you have 15 people there. But no, they said, okay, Marcus, this went not the way you wanted and we wanted. Okay, so easy. Just tell us, what did you learn? What is your experience and how did you grow and what do you do next? What do you do different next? And for me, this was a complete new field because, you know, when you grow up in a culture where mistakes always have a negative consequence, when you grow up in this multinational companies and the one who does a mistake is normally get kicked out, then it's like, wow, it's different. And this is what I learned in JCI. You are able to do mistakes. You are able to try the things, trial and error, try again, stand up, do it again, as much as often as you need until you really excel at these things. And this, I did the same in the training. I see your body language, Temelko, and then I'll stop talking soon.
No, because like it's really important. Now what you say is like first is something that I really mirror as a mindset. I really resonate with what you've said. I do believe that top to bottom, left to right, I have to say. And now provokes me inside to ask the question, did JCI, by allowing you this space, safe space to fail, helped you with the business you have? I think it's somehow a self-reflecting question, but still. And you mentioned something about confidence. I know that in order to have a good business, you need to be confident about what you're doing. Was JCI also the place where you have grown with confidence before? Because we all from school, from grade one, are told that when we do a mistake, we are punished. JCI might treat you differently. What is your context into that? Just give it to the entrepreneurs or other people that are back then to your place on that beach or at that your first moment of the event that you have hosted and organized. What would you tell those people?
What would I tell the people? Join JCI, and if you want to do a mistake, do it within JCI because you don't have severe consequences. There might be a loss on the budget or something, but then it's like, okay, you learned and you can do it again and you will do it better. JCI provides you the opportunities to try things. I mean, once we organized a national training day, and basically you start with nothing. What you have is 5 really highly motivated friends from JCI that said, this is a good idea. We have no idea how we do it, but we're going to do this. You have no money. You have a bit of the ticketing sale, but doesn't reach anywhere. So you need to find sponsorship. You need to find the location. You need to do all these things. You're starting on the green field. And I can tell you at the end, you learn so much about leadership skills. I mean, I was a local president. You're leading 30 people and you have no authority to tell them what to do. If they like the things they do, they follow you. If they don't like you, they just say, okay, let's wait for 1 year and then he's gone. So, and this is something.
No dictatorship.
Yeah, this is real leadership. Like you need to make sure that you cannot push people, but you can pull. You can lead by example. Yeah, I always say you can lead by apero, like inviting people for a drink and all the things, and have a good time doing so. So yes, it really gave me the confidence to start my own business, to try things, to actually stand in front of people and to be sure that I have something to say, to stand in front of people, to present something. How often do you have the opportunity to stand in front of 200 people and to provide a speech? Now, as part of my business, I love it. I love to stand in front of 500 people and to provide a speech. But 15 years ago, for me, it was kind of like, oh no, I don't know if I can.
Is there some project or which JCI project you are most proud of it? Either you led it or probably you was involved in it in fully.
This is a difficult question to pick one project out of this really, really cool projects. The different projects I started with a rose day where we were selling roses on Paradeplatz in Zurich, you know, the place where all the banks are, selling roses to people to collect money. It goes up to one of my favorite projects, still ongoing, is called Fit for Jobs. So we provide coaching and training for students when they're leaving, before they're leaving school and they're looking for the job, like how to apply for jobs. And we do the simulation of job interviews with them. We tell them like what is important when you apply for a job the first time, what the employers want to see, and give all this advice and coaching. Because this is something that for me is always important to give back to give something back to society, and especially to young people, because I know it sounds flat, but they are basically our future. And if you can make sure they have a good start, and they is a base for a good life.
Our lives, in a way, are dependent on the future of the young people. And if more people all around the world, not only in Europe, because we're talking now about the JCI European Senate, understand that and contribute the way that you have outlined, I believe we will be facing extremely bright future all around us. It's so true what you have said. I just want to go back quickly to this authority issue that you have mentioned, that you've said something very, very true, that you go in as a local president or any kind of other leader that you are within JCI. You go there to lead people, but you have no authority, you mentioned, at some point, because you have your position, but those people might follow you or might not. And this is something that does not work quite the same way in the corporate world or in business, because if you are the manager, they most probably will follow because they have to. But such managers might always stay somehow feeling that, okay, he or she is doing what I asked them to, but deep down, they believe and they know that they have been rejected and that they have no authority, no power, no like knowledge authority, or like no any kind of like other authority out of the authority types that they are. So I believe that this is extremely, extremely good what you have outlined tonight. I want to ask you something. Um, like if you had 1 minute in front of a big audience, imagine now you're talking to so many people that you want to. What would you tell them? I don't say that's JCI related or business related. What would you be your 1 minute most important thing you want to share as person?
Okay, I'm sure you don't want to hear the greed. No, just
Oh.
joking. Um, this 1 minute is for me what is really important is like, guys, you have this one life, so use it to make the best out of it, and make sure that you're able to smile and to laugh every day, because it's really worth it. I know sometimes we get caught in our thoughts and we struggle and all these things, and sometimes there are lucky days, sometimes there are not lucky days, but all the time, like, be aware that you have the possibility to smile and to create your life. So if you have the feeling that you cannot create your life, just I don't know, do meditation or go for a long walk, and make sure that you have the power to create your own life. So be aware. And if you are not sure where you want to go, make sure that you have clarity about your purpose, why you're here. Ask yourself, what are the values you would like to live? Because when you are able to live your values, then you're motivated and then you like what you do. And be clear about your beliefs, because I can always say all the wishes come true, even the negative ones. And this is what is written in my book as well, what Carlos, the skipper, says. Be aware, all your wishes come true, also the negatives. The negatives wishes, we normally call it fears. So make sure to be sure what you want. Forget about the things you don't want, but think about the things you really want, because this is where you can set your targets, and this is how you start creating.
Wow, thank you. Thank you. This is really
Oh, was it
meaningful.
okay with 1 minute? I didn't take the time.
I will be honest with you, me either, but like it's like I mean I feel touched by what you've said. I don't know about Kaya, but I do. I believe she does as well. And
This was great message. But I have a question referring to this message. So, and referring to message you said in the beginning about smile and what you think why people are not smiling. So the question is easy and very difficult. Are you happy? Have you achieved everything you wanted? Is in both in JCI when you were active, and now doing your own business, doing your dreams, probably making to your dreams. Are you happy?
Oh, so late. Is the time not up already? No? Okay. Well, I guess you want to
quickly.
have the I guess you want to have the honest answer. Am I happy? I'm happier than before. I'm happy 24/7? No. But I make sure that I'm aware, like triggering the happiness again and again. And what I understand now is like, why am I happy and why I'm not happy? What are the triggers? So I have times where I just think like, okay, maybe today is not the day. Maybe today is the best day just to go to bed. Yes, it's not related to Mondays, but it's true. And sometimes I encounter situations where I don't feel happy. It's like, why me and all these things? All these things come up. But then I'm getting more and more aware, like, okay, wait, stop a minute. It doesn't help to put myself in the victim position and to say, why me and why is the world bad to me? There's something I can do to make these things better. And sometimes it's just to go out, go for a walk or do meditation or just have a good coffee. I really like espresso. And to make sure that I come back to myself. There's this saying, sometimes how do you say, like you're not yourself or you're outside yourself. So come back and make sure that you calm down, take a good breath. And yeah, so this is basically reality. And so I forgot about your first question. Sorry.
Your achievements.
Ah, yes.
So have you achieved what you dreamed about?
No.
So you still
But this
have
gives
time.
you purpose. But this gives you purpose still, isn't it?
Indeed.
It gives you what you've said, the
the
three
thing is,
things.
I I had so many ideas when I was a chapter president. I had so many ideas when I was on a national board, AVP training. And at the end of the year, I was kind of like, how can I say, disillusionated. I was like, I wanted to make more, much more. But then, it's not that I have 100% JCI time. I mean, I have a job I do. I have all those other things. And it's always kind of compromise. And for me, of course, I wanted to do more. But at one point, I realized, okay, yeah, thanks for this experience. Did I cover the basics? Yes, tick the box. Did I do a little bit more? Yes, tick the box. Did I achieve everything? No, is a cross. Is it okay? Yeah, well, did I learn something when I did it? Yes, okay, tick the box. And this is the thing, and even for my business, of course, I wanna grow more, all those things. But at the same time, I need to be sure, and this is another thing which I'm more aware nowadays than before. What are my resources? Because I could go everywhere, I could do everything, but at one point I would go over my limits. And I know, and I had this experience once, it doesn't feel nice when you go over your limits for a long time. And then your body tells you like,
Wrong one. It
too much.
derails you. It derails you in life.
This
Yes.
is good point to realize your own resources.
So maybe
Yes.
here is the time to say to entrepreneurs that are struggling, that are feeling that everything is on top of them and they don't have time for anything and they have so much on their plate and they're not on the ball the way they should be. What you
Mhm.
have just said is like, wow. I mean, you really like now I can really say like you do your stuff really really good. Like you know your game basically. I mean, I really feel
Thank
very
you.
very touched by everything you said. And I thank you so much for being so honest and not like politically correct by answering the things that are with the real names. This is so valuable in the current world we live in. And I believe that everybody watching this interview will be willing to Google your company, find more about you, and contact you. And if they have issues the way that you presented them now, they would really want to speak with you about how to fix these issues because we all have them. I have a lot of those. That's why I'm so like willing to say, hey, like building a business is not easy at all. And the things that you mentioned are the much more fundamental and important than financing or the market because finance and markets are there. They will not go anywhere. But the things you've said, nothing without them.
Thank you.
Kaya, any
Thank you
any
very
final
much.
final questions, please? Because we are 7 minutes above the limit due to the interesting guest that we have.
If final question, then final question could be quick advice for active JCI members.
Don't listen to the senators. Make your own experience. But if you really struggle and not knowing what you want to do, then it's okay. You can ask them. We're always there to support. But if they come to you and they tell you how it was in the old days and all those things, when the dinosaurs were active, just say yes, yes, and try. Because nobody can take your experience. You need to do it by yourself. And this is the thing you're really learning and you're growing.
This is good.
It's true.
Thank
Very
you
good.
very much.
Thank you very much, and thanks to Kaya for organizing the guest that we had now. And this was like the first of the other series for this season of the series JCI Let's Talk Business. Thank you so much, Marcus, for taking the time to be with us and to share your opinion and answer our questions. I really enjoyed it, and I look forward to meeting you guys anywhere around the world or Europe where JCI events will be happening. And any final notes by you, Marcus?
Of course. I mean, you say we should meet each other. Yes, absolutely. At latest in 2023 in the World Conference in Zurich. That would be a really good opportunity.
Of
Good.
course, yes. It's been a while, so yeah, definitely going back to Zurich and yeah, meeting you and all the other active people there. Thank you very much, Marcus. Really appreciate it.
Thank
And
you.
yeah, we're meeting you soon. Thank you.
Thank you,
you. Bye-bye.
Temelko. Thank you, Marcus. Bye.